right, so we'll get started for now. I'm sure more people will slowly start to trickle in and find their way to the classroom. So welcome, thanks for coming out in the rain. I appreciate that. I know it was like a hassle, but yes. Hey, come on in. Yeah, you can stand right there. Yeah. So normally this event usually happens every fourth Monday. So this runs all the way until the end of the year. So if you're looking to get more out of it or you enjoy it, please come by. Hopefully this helps you in your business. But again, the whole point of this program is to help solopreneurs, people who are trying to run businesses on their own. And since I've been doing that for a very long time, I've noticed a lot of people struggle in that sense, like, how do I keep motivated and keep going when it's just me? If you've ever worked in like a corporate environment, you always have structure, you always have somebody ahead of you, you have like these things called KPIs that are horrible. So you have that structure already for you. And most of the time, everybody is very eager for Friday at 5 o'clock, so for some reason. But yeah, so with that said, this is the agenda for tonight. So we're going to go over introductions. We're going to cover some conference and event news. We're going to talk about some people that were on a mission, some articles, some templates, and six figures later. So this one I thought was pretty interesting, so I hope it applies to y'all and helps you in some way. Then we're going to cover 6 tools you should know that are fairly recent and are pretty interesting. So Sam, if you could push the top red button. Perfect. All right. And then after that, if you have any more questions, there'll be a way to contact me later. And I always give out book recommendations. So if you're looking to expand on this kind of stuff, I always provide a lot more. But on that note, so how this course got started, one person business? Yeah, one in. You can sign in right there. So everything was based off of this book right here. So who has read this book? Okay. So this book right here has been out for a while. And so she wrote this book, and her whole agenda was like, hey, where are there a lot of solopreneurs, and what are they working on, and how are they doing this? And so she was doing her research, and she found that Austin had the highest concentration of solopreneurs. So she flew down here. She's a business writer for Business Inc. Business Insider Inc. magazine, Fast Company, things like that. And she did a lot of research, and she discovered that there's all these people around here who are building these companies on their own, but they're using a lot of resources that people just don't take advantage of. And I've noticed that as solopreneurs, everybody, especially Americans, have this mindset of like, hey, come on in. Man, you're drenched. I'm going to do it myself. Like, I'm going to build my website. I'm going to run my social media. I'm going to do my marketing. I'm going to do all this stuff. And most of the time, those are the businesses that fail really fast because they're doing everything. So what ends up happening? They burn out. Because they're trying to either raise money or they're like, I need to do this, but at the same time, I need to do this. And what ends up happening? The company goes under. So there's a reason why the success rate for startups is 4%. So it's really low, but yes. So with that said, we will talk about me for a bit and explain like why I put this on. So I help people scale their businesses, show them how to automate with a lot of tools that probably a lot of people don't know about. And I show you how to use software that's available and also how to use remote assistants, like remote teams. Americans are really bad at not having an assistant. Again, it's that Superman mentality of like, I do things myself, But again, as I always point out to people that say that, look at the richest people in the world. They have a team below them that help them scale and work and do all that stuff. Elon Musk has never once booked an airline flight. He has never scheduled an interview at a conference. Why? Because he has an assistant for that. So, yeah. So with that said, introductions. So we will go around the room because one of the things I always point out here is in the survey that y'all filled out, the one thing everybody keeps saying is, I want to meet other people who are doing what they're doing, and I want to see what they're working on, and that's why I put this part together. So if you can go, we're going to start over here, and you'll just follow this format: name, where are you from, what are you working on, and then we'll go from there. So that way you have an idea of like, who do I want to talk to later on. So with that said.
All right. Well, so my name is Ruslan. Where are you from? So recently I came from New York. I lived there 8 years. Originally from Russia. So I lived in Austin like about 1 month, and so
what are you working on?
Yeah. So I'm electrical engineer,
Okay.
and what do you hope to learn from this program?
Yeah.
Basically, I just like want to know something new.
Okay.
Yeah, so something interesting for me.
Perfect.
Let's
Yeah.
find some new way.
Okay.
All right. So.
Do you have a pain point you're dealing with right now in anything you're working on?
Yeah, I have a few ideas. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then where would you like to be a year from now in your business? A year from now with your business, where would you like to be?
where?
Yeah. Where would you like your company to be 1 year from now?
Oh, that's interesting question. May I ask?
Yeah. You want to hold on? We can come back later. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. All right.
And
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Hey, my name is Amit. I'm from Austin. I've lived here my whole life. I've been an iOS developer professionally for about the last 10 years or so. I actually started my career here around that time.
Okay.
Startup that was based out of this place.
Okay.
Working for a company called Stash right now, fintech company based out of New York, working for them remotely. But trying to act on a long-time goal of simply releasing a small app on the side and hopefully scaling to a larger business over time.
Okay.
Maybe not necessarily what my dream business would be, but something I can do while maintaining my day job and dip my feet in the water, as the term said.
All right. Any main points?
A lot of unknowns at this point, so I'm just
Okay.
trying to get the basics and
Sure.
thought I'd learn something here.
Perfect. Okay.
And as for a timeline goal, I was hoping to have my app on the App Store and in the market by the end of the year.
Okay.
So that's something I'm trying to do.
Perfect. All right. And yes, you up front. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah. You. No.
Hi everybody, my name is Jolaman. I am from Kazakhstan. I'm nursing for about 1 month. I just joined my master's program at UT. I would like to learn how to use all the available AI tools to leverage my study.
Okay.
And in 1 year period, I would like to
Do you want to work for a company or do you want to work for yourself? Or
probably to work on a company
Okay.
in product management.
Okay.
Because I am international student, so I have some issues with my
I know, yeah,
status
the
here.
visa issues, yep.
So,
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah, welcome. Yes.
Fantastic. My name is Val. I am from France. I am an engineer in an AI accelerator company. I also have a small business that is a kink questionnaire for couples.
Okay.
Totally unrelated with.
Hey, that's a big market. That's a big market.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope to discover it is.
Okay.
I don't have the. Yeah. Well, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
What's the pain point I'm dealing with? My pain point is generating qualified leads for
Yes.
this little app I made. That's
Sure.
actually hard.
Okay.
And a year from now, I would like it to make 5K a month. That's my goal.
Okay. All right.
Which it doesn't right now. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's doable, but yes. All right. Thank you.
My name is Doug. I've been in Austin for about 20 years.
Okay. Perfect.
Um,
So you've seen the changes.
yes,
Yes.
trading back. So, let's see. What I hope to learn, I want to learn how to do things because I often found it's somewhat difficult when you're to do a business on your own. You know, people involved.
That's right.
And I've managed a lot of people over the years, so I don't know if I really want a business with employees.
Right,
So,
right.
or a lot of them.
Mhm.
And pain point, what I'm trying to do, where I'd like to be a year from now is be established in a business. I'm trying to start a business of basically small scale manufacturing shops that are available.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Great. Sam?
Hello everybody, my name is Sam. I'm from Los Angeles. I've been in Austin for about a month and a half now. My background is in entertainment talent representation. I'm looking to kind of launch my own solo online business, kind of focused on brand storytelling for businesses and executives, more on the copywriting and marketing front. So trying to find different softwares and tools to kind of help do that and make it happen.
Awesome. Any pain points?
Finding which softwares to use. It's very, very, very early pre-seed.
Okay, cool. Okay. And you want to be where 1 year?
Signing clients.
Okay. Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Clayton. I'm from Ohio, just visiting here for the week. Currently not working on anything. Just graduated, so I'm kind of really exploring my options. From this program in specific, I'm looking to get some more knowledge on what it's like to be a solo entrepreneur and what that process looks like.
Good. Okay.
Some pain point things, I probably can't answer that, but
a year from now, where would you?
Year from now, ideally I'd like to be here, either working for a small startup or possibly doing something on my own.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Hansi. I just graduated from UW Madison years ago.
Okay.
And then I came to UT last year to get my PhD,
All right.
first year PhD here.
Okay.
Majoring in mechanical engineering.
All right.
I haven't started anything yet.
Okay.
I just feel like I just graduated, don't know much about the industry yet.
So you're saying that engineering taught you something that you want to turn into a business?
Yes, because like the things we learn in class is knowledge.
Right.
But if you want to turn into profit, you either work or you want to start something by your own.
Sure.
I mean, well, it's also work.
Yeah, of course.
But so yeah, just want to learn how people like start their business, how to scale, and just like get some insight like before I even try to do something.
So can I ask one question?
Yes.
That your bachelor sort of taught you?
Yes.
Do you know how to build a website?
Yes. I got a minor in computer science.
Good. And you coded it, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you know how to build a Shopify?
A what? A Shopify?
A Shopify.
Oh, I've used it to shop, but
Okay. All right.
should be easy. Yeah.
It should be. Yeah. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Coco and I'm from China and I'm just visiting Austin for about a month.
Okay.
And I'm a master, I have a master program at Chicago and I'm working, I'm still a student.
Okay.
And major in financial mathematics. And I currently don't have any knowledge about one-person business, so I just want to have a basic understanding of it.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. But you're from the University of Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Very nice. All right, thank you.
Okay, so my name is Li Ting, and where I come from, so I grew up in China, and then I studied in the UK for 4 years, got my BA and MS in physics. And 2 years ago, I come to Austin, first work for my supervisor, and then now, currently I'm a first year PhD student. So my program has complicated names, but basically one says applied math, one says computer sciences, and one says engineering.
Okay.
So currently I'm working on my own project, and I hope it will turn into a one-person business really soon.
Good.
Yeah, so I got my business idea from talking to a potential customer.
Yeah.
So basically, now, as it's getting cheaper and cheaper for you to launch your own satellite, if you are a business, right?
Wait, did you say launch a satellite?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I know what you're saying, I know what you're going with this, please go ahead.
Yeah. And what this means, it means more and more business would have some unused or underused satellite data in the near future.
Yep.
And what my business hopes to do is to help them to discover more profit from those unused or underused data.
Right.
And so now I can build machine learning models and also finite element models based on what we have. So those are just different terms for models.
Sure.
What we can get from those underused or unused data is a whole new market. So basically what I try to do is I try to reach those business with those data, and I help them to turn this data into a new product, which they can sell to other business.
Alright, so after class, we need to talk because I want to know what tools you're using.
Great.
Because
so
I'm gonna bring up 2 tools tonight and I want to see if you know them. Okay?
Awesome.
Yes, but I
awesome.
want to talk
Let's
to you more about that.
afterwards.
Yeah, because that's what I do data brokering as well. Okay, so yes, in the back.
Oh, I'm Frank. You can say I'm from Austin. I've been here a long time. What I'm working on is, right now I'm working on learning about AI. Just everything I can about AI.
Okay.
And that's what I'm hoping to get from this program as well.
Okay.
Pain point, information overload.
Yep.
There's so much about it,
Uh-huh.
so much to learn. Where would I like to be a year from now? Have a business that's making some money, at
Good.
least a little bit.
Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely. Alright.
I'm John, I'm from Minneapolis, I went to Tulsa.
Okay.
Been here about a year and a half now. I've been to this class before. I hope to learn from this program basically just like what are the tools, what are the best tools for what I needed to be doing.
Okay.
Because I've tried quite a bit of few tools. My pain point right now is I started a health tech business.
Okay.
And I'm trying to connect caregivers with caregivers.
Okay.
So just kind of learning like what are the best tools
Yep.
to go from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2.
Okay, perfect. Alright, I appreciate that. Welcome. So for that, these are the upcoming conferences. So if you want to write any of these down, this is your industry. This is everything coming up in Austin. Okay? So these are big conferences, and you can look these up, just write down the name of the event. And there's also a site, it's called 10 times, okay? 10times.com. And that's a calendar of all the big conferences around the world. So if you're looking to get into that market, that's the website to use. If you're looking to understand the events that go on in Austin, you look at austinbusinesscalendar.com. And that tells you everything local that's happening in the city. So these right here are all geared towards IT and technology. And this right here is a good foothold to understand who are the speakers, who are the leaders, what are they talking about, where are things happening. And if you want to speak and that's your industry, they are all accepting submissions for speakers. Okay? So this is a good way to get your foot in the door as a public speaker. So any questions about that? I will probably try to be at most of them. So a lot of them, if you look further in the year, they still have not released a lot of the details, but they probably have free tickets. I'm just saying. Okay? So reach out to them, see what you can work out a deal on. But yes, this is everything happening in Austin. And I'm pretty sure this calendar will get bigger as the time goes on, because Austin is a big, huge AI hub for technology. So, all right. So I'm very curious to see how much y'all know about this. So I found this video as I was trying to put this together, and I saw this group of guys. They were on a mission, right? And they were trying to figure out, like, okay, we need to take a trip to this place that most people either don't know about or have never been to, but it's real tiny, right? And so they decided to go on this trip because they have very specific goals in mind. And the reason why I picked this video is because this is the same problem I run into with entrepreneurs. And that is, they're trying to get attention, they're trying to grow their business, they're trying to get customers, but they're very scattered. So here, they have one goal, okay? But they have several side quests in this goal. And the important thing to take away is how structured they are in their vision and what that one goal is. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to bring this up.
Through time, kings and queens in Europe,
And this is the video.
as you remain don't hold much real power over how the country has
Stop recording.
It's fine. Wait, is there, hit the record again.
The world still ruled by a royal family. To put things in perspective, when Queen Elizabeth's fortune amounted to about $500 million, this family, keeping its affairs away from the public eye, had a fortune of at least $7.5 billion. This royal family serves as one of the little remaining active evidence of a time in Europe of kings, queens, and emperors now long gone. But how does this small country maintain its independence smack in the middle of Europe run all war? Who is this immensely powerful royal family no one's ever heard of? And most importantly, what is life really like in one of Europe's least visited and most secretive country? Sarah and I head out on an old school yesteryear mission with no contacts, no plans, but with some hefty missions to accomplish, hoping.
Okay, need to have solid goals when you start a business. If you say, I'm gonna start a business, and every day you wake up and you say, I'm gonna do something, that's not a goal. That's just you fiddling around.
Well, another day at the airport. We're heading to a country who doesn't even have an airport. The journey to the airport. They don't have an airport, so we're flying to Switzerland. And then we will drive to get to this tiny little micronation. I don't know how you can be a billionaire royal family and not build an airport in your country. What do you mean? Really? That's not all that vocabulary. Old school, no offense, at least for me, any royal family. I met before, so no worries, don't think about it. I can show the matter. What royal family have you met?
Come on, yes. One more. Yeah, yes, that's all.
My example, that one of the younger princes or princesses is like a huge big fan, and they're like, oh my god, coming in with dinner at the palace, you want to play tennis with us? Alternatively, what I'm imagining happen is we don't meet anybody, and we just walk around this basically empty country and nothing happens.
Okay, so did you hear his main goal? His main goal is they want to meet the family. Okay, they want to meet the royal family. And the problem with the royal family is they live on a hill in a large castle looking over the town. Okay, so let's keep going.
Water right here separates. Oh, Liechtenstein. Okay, we are officially in Liechtenstein. We're putting that down. Inside the city. That's the whole country. There's a castle up there. There's a castle.
Alright, so that's where they're trying to get to. Ironically enough. Okay? So they're trying to figure out how did they get to that place in a country they know no one in. Okay? So I bring this up because again, your business has no attention. It has no customers. It has nothing. Right? And so if your goal is to try and get one customer, what would you try to do? Why is everybody so quiet?
Understand the customer first.
Maybe. Okay, yes. They understand where their goal is, yes. What is your answer?
Like I said, just be around more people.
Okay. Anything else?
Just reach out.
Okay.
Where
What does reach out mean? Like, you need to be very specific in your goal.
To go and set any connections.
Okay. Can you be more specific? Like if I have let's say I have a SaaS product, right? And I'm trying to get attention. What would be a good way to get more people to notice me in Austin? What would I do?
Advertising?
Okay. Does that cost money?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we do something without money?
Networking?
Okay. All right. Frank?
Attend conferences.
Attend conferences?
Events.
Okay.
My potential market is.
Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Social media.
Okay. Yes. Is there a bigger one? Is there an easier way to get that traction faster?
Make it really good and find initial people who really need it, and
Okay.
then tell other people.
Okay. What about getting on a podcast that already has an audience? Does that cost money?
Yeah.
It does?
I mean, if you are a guest, maybe not.
Right, exactly. So that's tip one. So let's keep going.
Make sure we interact with as much of this country as possible. We've devised essentially a real-life video game mission. Our primary quest is to meet someone from the royal family. Essentially, mission impossible. We then have a series of side quests. First, we want to do on every form of national media in the country. Radio, newspaper, TV. Second, a local experience with a stranger. And finally, which is likely also a massive shot in the dark, throw an entire party.
Alright, so does that make more sense? Right? Are all these things you can do without money? Can you throw a party? Okay, alright. Can you get yourself into a newspaper? Okay, you're right, yeah. And can you meet a stranger that might get you closer to what your main goal is? Right? Okay, let's keep going.
This is the world is our main goal, but likely the hardest, however, we will start with that. Tackle the others as we go along. Let's get to it. Okay, first impression, really beautiful. Look at that. Look at, this is like a, I don't know, this is a postcard. Like, look at that. This is crazy. Oh, hi. The mission is to meet someone from the royal family, and we're going to apply the 6 degrees of separation as well. So we need to meet someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows that until we get to the prince, someone from the royal family. We're trying to. So he's good. He's German. I'm German. What's happening? This guy is just. We're trying to meet him actually. That's a bit difficult.
So one of the things they're running into is that because this country is so tiny, majority of the people that work there don't actually live in that country. And they're discovering, as they keep going, that majority of the people who do live there are very well off, but they're also extremely private. So he recognizes them because they're very famous, by the way.
Where would you start? I work for the maybe you could try that route, talk to these guys, they can arrange something. These people are, first of all, very wealthy. They're literally royalty. I think we also have to be careful not to land on some black stuff. That's a real thing. Like, these people have secret service that look out for crazy. Well, this is the city center on a sunny afternoon. So many people are here. As we are quickly realizing, this country is truly unlike any other. This mountain valley is the 6th smallest country in the world, home to only 40,000 inhabitants, but another 23,000 enter the country each day from neighboring countries, or worse, leading to a large portion of the population here not being actually local. The country had a very interesting birth. As a wealthy aristocratic family, the Liechtenstein held a lot of possessions and influence in what was known at the time as the Old Roman Empire. But owning no land outright, they couldn't install themselves as princes and get a seat at the top of the decision-making table. The Liechtenstein, wanting to gain influence, bought this little piece of land that was full of its money. Then, using the power and influence they already had, they gained royal status over it. Strangely enough, this royal family wouldn't actually visit the land that they rule over for over 120 years. But it was enough to be declared an independent principality in 1719. After a combination of luck and backdoor politics and negotiations, somehow found itself in its independence from Napoleon, various other kingdoms in the region, and Germany, for some free beers and hangouts. And somehow, we now found ourselves here, in the center of this almost empty capital city, struggling to meet not only the royals, but also its locals. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Are you from Liechtenstein? I don't back.
Okay, so this guy right here is about to change their entire life. And he didn't want to talk to them. But
if you're from Liechtenstein, okay. Nice to meet you. We saw some videos about meeting people from the culture. We're trying to meet someone from the royal family. Yeah. Typically to go up there and meet there's somebody that we could put like a request to in the government, the protocol, yeah, or the Liechtenstein. Do you have a minute to make that? No, you can go. And then I thought you were going to take water. And you're born and raised here. That's incredible. How far back did your family go? My grandparents are here. Well, no. It's an honor to meet you because we've been walking around. We only meet people from Switzerland and Germany. Do people feel connected to each other here? What is significant for a Liechtensteiner? You would say, like, what is a Liechtensteiner? Your friendship. I did tell you this crowd because you're small, special entity. Have you met anyone from the royal family? Yeah. Great. You know, every Liechtensteiner in the cast who works in the lab. I think he's full age, 18. Yeah.
Okay, so it turns out this guy right here, I mean the video is very long, we're not going to watch the whole thing, but it turns out he actually owns a lot of property in Liechtenstein. And it turns out also that he has the connections that they need to be able to get into the newspapers, the radio stations and all this stuff, and he eventually becomes their full circle to this whole adventure by providing them the space to throw the party, to meet the strangers, to have an experience. And it turns out, because they got on the radio station and they got on the newspaper, that they started to get so much attention from the locals. And they got interviewed, they got in the paper, and the royal family did know about this because they contacted them. They actually went to the castle, They got turned away, but their press secretary said, look, we know you want to talk to them, but right now they're just super busy. They know about you, but unfortunately our schedules just don't match. But they know that if they come back later on when it's open, guess what? They can actually go meet them. You know? So this is why I brought this up, because one, when you're trying to start your business, this is what you're dealing with every day. Like, you're on an uphill battle to try and get the world to pay attention to you. Because when you start a business, what happens? Nobody cares what you're doing. Why? Because everybody else is doing the same thing. So if everybody else is trying to do the same thing, your job is to try and pull eyeballs away from something else that's just as attractive, right? So if you know that getting on a podcast here in Austin means finding the people here at Capital Factory that already run podcasts, and they have an audience of, let's say, 50,000 followers or 100,000 followers, well, guess what? That's easy publicity, right? And there's so many podcasters here that are just like, hey, I'm just looking for people to interview. Right? So that's an easy way to help grow your business. If you're bootstrapping and you have almost no money for ads, get out there, go talk to all these like little newspapers that are around the area. Even though there's the Austin Statesman, guess what? There's also all these little independent like news outlets that you can talk to. So any questions about that? It's very quiet. All right, but yes, who here has heard of yesteryear? One. Oh man. So basically, these guys right here, if I had to put it in words, it was just like, this is how I would like to travel. They travel in such a unique way because they look for very different adventures. One of the other ones they did was, and I showed this a long time ago, swapping lives with strangers. So they went to Sweden, and the guy, and his partner actually, Stefan, was from Sweden. And he was actually going to a meeting one day, and they said, hey, would you swap lives with a stranger somewhere else in the world for 72 hours? Who here would do that? Thank you. I'm glad you had the adventure spirit, okay? So he doesn't know who he's swapping lives with, and it just so happens in the video, the person they're swapping lives with is from Austin, okay? So they grab him, they throw him on a flight, they grab the person from Austin, they throw them on a flight, and they swap lives. So within 24 hours, he's going from Sweden to a UT football game. And then he's going to Barton Springs, and then he's going to Franklin's Barbecue, and from there, being nobody, now he works full time for yesteryear, like 7 years later. So that's what he does now. But they travel in such a unique way. So I wanted to show you this because, again, this is your uphill battle when you're starting your solopreneur journey. It is rough, it is hard, you're by yourself, and you're going to run into these problems, but you have to be very, very ingenious in how you market yourself. So if you watch a lot of their stuff, the way they do things, especially in the beginning years when they were starting their channel, it was, we're gonna call 100 CEOs, this is the video they made, we're gonna call 100 CEOs and see which ones say yes for an interview. And they did it, you know, and guess what? Out of the 100, they got at least 10 that said, yeah, come do an interview with me, I'll show you what I did, you know? And that's the perseverance you need. So, from that, this is the takeaway. So what does it take? You got to get used to asking questions. I've noticed a lot of entrepreneurs are just not comfortable asking questions, and you have to get out there. As Noah Keegan says, get used to rejection and asking a lot of questions. One of the things I had for homework a while back was just practice when you're about to check out, ask for 10% off. Just ask for 10% off. The worst thing they're going to do is say no, right? But they might say yes. They're like, sure, why not? You know? But just get used to asking questions, because sometimes entrepreneurs are very shy. You can't wait for something to happen. And I've met a lot of people who are just like, well, I ran the ads and I did this and I have a beautiful website and I put $50,000 into product and why is nobody buying anything? Well, I mean, nobody cares. So you have to make them care, you know? And then talk to a lot of strangers. Like, you have to get used to talking to strangers. There was a video they did was, we're going to find the most boring place in the US and throw the biggest party. Now, who's going to click on that video and watch it? Right? And they found a boring place. I'm not going to name the city in the US. Don't want to offend anybody. But they went there, and they started talking to all these strangers, and they said, hey, we're here to throw the biggest party we can find. And what do you think happened? All the newspapers wanted to interview them. Like, what the hell are you doing here? There's nothing that goes on here. This is the most boring place in the US, you know? And they got all the attention. So what do you think happened in their video? They got millions of views. So they got paid, you know? So, and if you're still not sure, hey, take advantage of Gmail's like limit. Are you here for one person business? Yeah, come on in.
Thanks.
So Gmail has a limit of 100 emails a day, right? So take advantage of it. So if you know your limit is 100, send 100 emails to people that might be interested in what you're doing. And just do that. Sounds like too much work? Yes? No? I mean, that's the life of an entrepreneur. So now we're going to go to this guy right here. And this is the one you're really going to enjoy, okay? So this guy right here started to write articles about automation. Who here uses Make? Who here uses Zapier? I'm going to throw a harder one at you. Who here uses N8N? Wow, very good. We got one guy. Okay, good. All right, so this one. So this is the guy right here that I've always mentioned on a lot of these like programs. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Okay.
I see like how incredibly valuable it is, and I would urge anyone to do the same. That freedom is pretty amazing to me. For me, it was like quite empowering to see like, oh, I can actually build this. Where can I take this? Where are the limits? And so far, the limits are much further than I thought they were. And the way I've been generating leads is.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special guest, SJ from my Accelerator here to tell the story. I help you from someone who doesn't know how to code or develop at all, to being a make expert developer and now selling custom AI solutions.
So just to let you know, he went from 0 to 6 figures in 7 months doing this.
So something we can encourage them up. And more importantly, the way that he's doing this and the way he's generating leads is the most interesting part of this conversation. So, SJ, it's great to have you on this call, and we'll hear more about your interesting lead generation method that doesn't use YouTube or anything.
Thanks for having me.
Alright, so first things first, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and let's get straight into the method that you're using as well.
Yeah, I'm SJ from the Netherlands, and for the past, let's say, close to a year, I've been working doing some dev work, mostly using Meetup. And the way I've been generating leads is writing articles on Medium. It's been the source of most of my leads recently. And just writing about what I make, writing about what I built, the things that I enjoy, has been generating quite a few eyes on my work and generating quite a few leads as well.
Yeah, we'll put a couple, I know a lot of you guys are skeptics and can't believe that you don't actually get leads making money with things like Medium, so I'm going to put someone like SJ's leads he's got made to LinkedIn, which we'll go to the final second. But first, just want to walk through just such a great example of what I've been preaching for the last while now of if you were new to the space, and in your case you weren't technical, you didn't have any development skill set, but you just picked an area that you're good at and you followed your own curiosity and you used Medium as the outlet for that curiosity that you were pursuing. So I've done the same thing, and I keep saying on YouTube, the way that I got my position is by following my curiosity and making YouTube videos about it, and you've done the exact same thing on Medium. So can you walk us through your journey from being a complete newbie to the AI automation space to now making how well you can tell us how much money you make this month, but that journey in particular and how you've used Medium as an outlet and a feedback loop for you to start learning more, but also making more money quickly.
Yeah, so right when ChatGPT came out, I was quite fascinated by it, even by the old 3.5 version, which is like quite dumb compared to what we have now. But I was still like fascinated by what it could do, and I started looking for like practical ways I could use that straight away. So I searched for like no-code ways to build fun stuff, and started with like summarizing my emails. And I used Zapier for them, and I was like, oh, this is quite exciting. Like I can actually build something practical without having to code, and especially since I have no coding background at all. That was quite fascinating to me, and I thought like, I have got to share this. This is exciting stuff, and people will probably find this exciting as well. So that's how I started. I first started writing some stuff on Substack, and then later, like after writing a bunch of articles, I both discovered Make.com, and I really like fell in love with the platform. Like it has so many possibilities, and it's quite easy to use. So now I write a bunch of stuff about Make.com, and as I said, like I discovered Medium as well, and Medium has just a really good algorithm for discovery. So that's how I'm generating quite a few eyes on my work. Yeah, so I write articles, I put quite a bit of effort into it, into like practical ways you can use AI, and usually that leverages Make.com, and just putting in quite a lot of effort. And people seem to be excited about what they can build as well. So they read my work, and that's how they learn about me. And then I've got links to my LinkedIn as well, links to a web shop where I provide the templates.
So all these templates right here, I don't know if you know this, but you can take these templates and then put them into a store and sell them. So that's what he's done, is he's built out a lot of these templates, built a store, and then he actually has some of them for free, and then others he has for like donation-based, purchase. But again, he's leveraging a lot of environments to grow that, and he was not expecting that to happen, but because Medium works the same way like YouTube does, and that is if you read an article, it will recommend other articles that are related to your interests, and it grew from there.
Or for free, but with like a pay what you can, pay what you can set up so people can just fill it out the free stuff. That's all fine by me. But that's how they learn about what I do, what I can do, and that's how they know how to reach out to me as well. And through that way, they reach out to me on LinkedIn, ask me if I can build stuff, ask technical advice, anything along those lines. And I mean, people already know what I'm capable of. They don't have to you don't have to convince them of anything since they're already familiar with my work anyway. And that just makes the leads much better. Makes it much easier for me.
All right, so who would do that for your business? Right, perfect, yes, awesome, yeah. Anybody else? I mean, who thought of that before? Because I mean, like, we have so many platforms now, and if you're not posting, if you're not putting those things out there, or you're not speaking, or you're not writing your own stuff, then how do people know about you? So again, he was not expecting that to happen because he already had a day job, and he just figured, hey, you know what? I will post what I enjoy, and because Make is such a powerful platform, if you as a small business see like, hey, he built this automation tool that I can incorporate into my business and run things better, why wouldn't you hire somebody like that, right? So that just grew into this, and what he's hoping for is to transition from his day job to that.
That Medium is this platform, like you're saying, I'm so excited that you discovered this. I always thought that this might be a route that's possible, but I didn't realize people would agree, which is LinkedIn, Medium can operate basically as the text-based YouTube. Like you said, there's an algorithm that's going to actually allow your stuff to float to the top, and it's good. You create good content, it will be seen. It's not just like a WordPress blog that you post on and no one's really going to see unless you get picked up SEO, and you're not really going to be rated for SEO anyway. So I love the fact that you jumped on this, and I'm really excited to expose people to this opportunity, because for myself, as somebody who's going into YouTube, I know the difficulty of me traveling down the long way to Dubai. I don't have my setup and a camera and everything that makes it easy for me to make content. So it puts a lot of inertia and friction in the creation process, and for me to continue to build my personal brand and generate reach. So I think this is a great opportunity for anyone who doesn't want to put their face on how to understand, who just wants to work away on learning these things and create using the same feedback loop that I've benefited from, and you have to. By doing a text-based, you can do it anywhere. You can be on a plane, you can do it in a train, you can do anything, and you just typing away on your computer. So people just
okay, so I'm going to stop right there. So one of the things I want to point out here is I noticed also when I talk to a lot of people about social media posting, the first thing that a lot of them come to me and say is like, well, I don't want my face out there. I don't want my face to be out there. Well, again, there's a lot of faceless like YouTube videos. There's a lot of faceless like, TikTok channels. So again, Medium is that faceless environment that you can still grow your business. So if you're not writing articles, then you should be posting or doing something like X. I'll just take Twitter. So, yeah. Any questions so far? Anything on that, or no? So quiet. All right, we got it all down and set, right? Perfect. Okay. So we'll go through a little bit more, and then we're going to move into the tools.
And what the workflow is for firstly, how you get inspiration for your build, and then how you put that out into an article that you use.
As for what I'm going to write about, it's usually just from projects that I discover. Often it's, so let's say like OpenAI releases something new, say the Assistance API or something, or Anthropic releases like function calling. I'm basically like, I want to try this, I want to see if I can build something using this. And it's basically like, often it's either stuff that I problems that I run into myself, that I solve for myself and share with people, and also just like a discovery of anything that's newly released. And I figured like, let's see if I can make this work. That's how I often like find my subjects that I want to write about, and then I start playing around, usually in Make, see if I can make like a cool demo that's working, and then I write about the setup process and share it. And one thing that's really great about Medium is that it incentivizes writing good articles by like the algorithm pushes articles where people stay on it and keep reading. I think for YouTube it's probably very similar, where viewer retention is an important thing, and they've got a similar sort of style, similar sort of way of approaching the algorithm in Medium, which, like I said, like it incentivizes quality.
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there, and now we're going to move into the tools. So if you want to continue watching, you can take a picture of the video, and then he goes in further. But again, I also recommend William Oakley's channel because he talks about a lot of this stuff for AI automation. He himself runs an AI automation agency as well. Yeah, so with that, we are going to get into the next part. So, so the key takeaways is, he just wrote what he enjoyed. He knew that Medium worked just like YouTube, and basically it acted as his lead generator, and that was easy. I mean, I know Medium is sort of a paid platform, but again, that drew a lot of his traffic for him, so he didn't have to do SEO, he didn't have to do a lot of that stuff. And then remember, he's not a coder. I mean, a lot of people are they have immense coding backgrounds, and I say, cool, create an app. And then all of a sudden they get stuck. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, you're a coder, right? Just build me an app. And all of a sudden they freeze up. But here, these environments now, with no-code environments like Bubble, you can build all kinds of stuff in them real fast, with no coding background. And he just had a blog, a website with his store, and because of that, it drew that lead generation, and now they have one-on-ones for people who want to work with him. So it built out that entire system, that workflow. And that's something that you as an entrepreneur need to figure out, what is your system, what is your workflow for your business. So with that said, we're going to get into some tools. All right, so when you're building your company, if you have a laptop, please look at these tools, okay? This is called Namecheck, and if you want to look this up, what this tool does is, let me bring it up real quick. There we go. If it would just load. Yeah, just when I need it to work. Alright. Or maybe it's down, I don't know. So basically, when you're trying to build your company, what you're trying to figure out is what company name can I have that's not taken? And so sites like this, basically what they do is they will go in and check all the platforms to see if that name is already taken across the board. And this covers your social media, this covers GoDaddy, things like that, domain checkers, websites, anything that might mess you up. But it allows you to basically do everything in one swift check. And so that way you don't have to go all around to Facebook and do hey, is it there? Go to Instagram. Yeah, I thought so. So, fantastic. But that just helps you with having to not go to all these different sites. So if you know okay, it's already taken on TikTok, but it's available on Instagram, but I can use it on X, then that makes things a little harder because you have to jump around. But if you know it's available across all the boards, then you can go in right there and then just sign up and then take care of this. So this is a very helpful tool because it cuts through a lot of wasted time in jumping around platforms. So that's really important because if you're going to be building a lot of companies as a solopreneur, this comes in handy. So, yes.
So you said it's just it checks if the website exists or the name of the company?
If the name of what you're trying to call your business exists across all the platforms, if it's available.
As a website or as a...
As a domain, as a handle for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, things like that. So, yeah. And if it would work, I would love to show you. Mm-hmm. So, yes. All right, so the next one, this one right here. I'm going to do a little experiment, and I'm going to hopefully see if it works, because we just had a timeout, and maybe Cloudflare is having problems tonight because it's raining. So, who here has heard of this website? Nobody? Oh, this should be fun. All right, so who here knows how to build WordPress websites? Is it hard? Is it easy?
It's not that hard.
Not that hard. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, so, all right, so I have a WordPress website. All right, so now I can go in here and it has a lot of basically just filled it in. So I can go in here and then just make edits and changes and things like that, and it's just a sample page. So I have a landing page that I have right here. So what this company does, Zip WordPress. they basically make it to where you can go in and build out the entire site for you, right? And now you can go in and just make the edits, okay? But there's another tool that actually makes it even more easier to work with. And that guy right here is the next one, and it is Tyler.com. Who knows Tyler before I go here? Anybody? I would be very surprised if you know Tyler. You know Tyler? No? Anybody? Wow. This should be fun. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'll go to the pages, and I'll do edit. Okay, cool. Let me see if I can just create a whole. Oops. There we go. All right, cool. That's all right. So now I'm going to go over here. Give me a business. Anything. It can be
Bakery.
Which one?
Bakery.
Bakery? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to hit modify templates, and it's going to give me something that matches that. Okay? So let me just go through here, and I will find something close to what a bakery should look like. So I click here. All right, cool. So now I have a little website. It's all made up, right? So there it is. So now we have a template that does all this stuff. Here's where Tyler gets even more impressive. So if I go down here, and I say generate content, watch what he does.
Are you just clicking on there and it's doing that?
Mm-hmm. It just does everything for me.
Or you're not even touching?
I'm not doing it, I'm just scrolling down.
Scrolling down.
Okay, so the guy who made this went in and said, you know what, I'm going to train Tyler on all the history of businesses. And I'm going to take all that information from Hoover's and Fortune and Forbes and all this stuff and train it on this. And that way somebody can just go in, type in their business information, and you can even go into more detail. I highly recommend that prompt be way longer than what I just wrote, but for this class, it's that. So now I can take that, and I can do this, copy entire page, and I can go back here, and now I can just paste, and now my website is there. Okay? So now I can go in, and I can preview it, and look at my new website that I just built. That took me 2 minutes. So now I have everything right there, and I can go in and change the photos, I can go in and do all those kinds of things, and it built out my backend for there. And now, I want to go back here, and let's say I want to add more to this, I can just go here. And it's that easy to edit. Yes?
Did you paste that in the trying that new window?
Yeah, so it was in the little box
Okay.
for one of the first buttons.
But
And
you
I
tried.
can just paste it in.
Okay,
And then I
good.
can just go through and edit whatever sections I need to edit real fast.
So the try that new site turned into ZWP, is that,
Right,
is that the
exactly.
real
So,
name?
so basically what it does is it creates a dummy environment for you to work in, okay? And the purpose of this dummy environment is for you to have 24 hours to take that site and migrate it over to your actual hosting site, okay? So you have sort of like a sandbox for websites. And you can take this and do whatever it is you need to, and then move it over to your actual hosting site, and it will take care of the rest. You know. So then, if I wanted to, I could go back to Tyler. Let me close this real quick. I can go over here and be like, okay, now I want my menu. Okay, so I can go back over here, generate, and now I can go through my menu, and it can start putting everything together. And now I can do this, wait for it to finish, and it's generating everything for me based off everything that's been trained on. Okay, so then when I'm done with this, now I can go in, while it's doing its job, I can go back over here, and I can go, let me say, publish, that's done, and I can create a new page, and I can go into this page and say, whoops, menu. And this is the block you were talking about, Frank, where I'm going to hold that. I'm going to go back to Tyler. I'm going to see where he's at. And then see what else is going on. Let's finish, still generating. Okay. So then here. And again, you can go in, just change all your pictures, things like that. The only thing is that it works on 3.5, so I'm still waiting for them to go to 4.0. And make those changes soon. But
Chris, does it allow you to change? Does it give you the links to the model? Can you change the links, or is it tied to 3.5?
You can actually do 4 if you want, but it does require more credits.
Okay,
but it works on a credit system.
But you have access to the back end, so you can modify it.
What do you mean?
You have code that you can.
I mean, if you want to mess with the code, when you go back over here, so your page, I believe, where is it? You have the ability to, where did it go? I'm not a coder, but it should have, you probably, oh yeah, the theme. So there's a part right there where it has a visual code editor. Let me paste it real quick. Hold on. Copy entire page. Yeah. Okay, so everything's there now. Let me see if it changed. It has the coder.
What would be the benefit of doing something like this over utilizing a template from like Wix or?
Please don't say Wix. They don't talk about Wix. If you want to go as far as that, then you would go to like Nice Pages. If anybody's never been there, it's basically just like a free website builder software. And you can go in here and then do like website templates and just grab whatever it is you need. And you can build out like different sections. So let's say I go over here and I'm going to do bakery. Did I type that wrong? Yeah. Okay. So then I can go in here and just grab like a whole bunch of templates and then copy paste into my WordPress environment.
Okay.
So I can take this one right here and I can download for Windows, and then it shows me how to upload it to WordPress. But it gives me the entire template, so you can do that as well. The only difference is like Tyler just allows you to go in and just copy everything, or if you notice on the side right here, it says copy section. So if you only want a specific section from Tyler, you can go and just copy that real quick and then just piece together the parts that you want. Because again, WordPress works as a blocking system, so you can go in and just add more blocks. Yeah. So, let me see, publish. So. That's what I want. So the code editor, yes. So you can go in here, and then if you really wanted to, and you're not a coder, you can just ask AI to augment the code and change it for you, or make it better, or change the colors and things like that. But it's all right there. So you can go back to Visual Editor, and then make those changes. So again, tools like this are around. And I've been doing more research to see like who else has been doing something like Tyler, and I'm seeing that not many sites do this. So the guy who made this, I'm like, why are you not like promoting this more? Like, why are you not like doing this like a better job? Because this makes building websites so fast and easy, and it's so much more convenient. Because now the idea is you can launch your site faster, get that traction you want faster, and not have to focus on like, I have to hire somebody to build a website that's going to take 3 months before I see anything, and get charged $5,000, This allows you to move really fast and see like, hey, can I get any traction from this right now? So that's why it's so important to know how to build a website. Because if you know like, hey, I have this product that I want to sell, but it's going to take you this much money to find somebody to build the website and the store, I mean, that takes too long, you know. So, but here, now you can move really fast, put something up overnight, and then go to an event, and then you can showcase what it is you're trying to do, or at least give this to like other people that have a general sense of what it is you're trying to accomplish. So, now, do you need to be a WordPress developer? Hopefully after this, you don't. Okay? Now you know how to deploy a website super fast. So, you have a question? Okay, all right, yeah.
So, I have a question. So, do you recommend the WordPress like as like more conveniently?
I mean, it's not convenient. It's very non-intuitive, but this just allows you to be able to put on, you know, websites faster on WordPress because WordPress has so many plugins. There's just so much more versatility in the back end that you can do. As far as like intuitiveness, it's just so poorly designed, but yes. This just makes it so much easier to be able to copy and paste, and I can just go in, edit, click on it, change a photo, do stuff like that, and move a lot faster. If I'm a coder and I have to code this, like, do I really need to be spending my night or week coding a website now these days? No, because we have AI, you know. So, and now that we have tools like this, it's a copy and paste system now.
Yeah, no, I mean, there are like another few tools like WordPress, that's why I'm asking. So WordPress is like more convenient.
But yeah, WordPress is just more widely used. Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, you know, there's Shopify, there's that other thing that starts with a W. And so, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of platforms, you know, like Squarespace and things like that. But again, most of the time you're going to run into places that just use WordPress. Yep. Anybody else? So. Yes.
Is there any tools that say can make your website safer, like say prevent from like say cyber attack, domain attack, or those stuff? Or like they just made like a beautiful website for you, but like say if you want locking system, you want like privacy, like how, like if there are AI tools that can even help you do those stuff?
I mean, you can use an AI tool to research and find those, but like most of the time you're not going to get that unless your website is like trying to attract that kind of attention. Like if I'm a bakery and I'm just selling pies, like there's no cybersecurity criminal out there who's like, I've got to take his pies down. Like this is just horrible, you know. Gluten-free, who does that, you know? No, it's just based on like what is your traffic actually like. Because 9 out of 10 times your website is probably not going to get picked up by like some sort of cybersecurity person because they might look at it and be like, there's no money here. Like I'm wasting my time. So there has to be a financial incentive to something like that. But there are tools, which I'm sure they're out there, but I would probably use AI, like what would be a good tool for protecting my site. I mean, I'm sure GoDaddy has other like add-ons that they probably charge for, but again, you know, if all your site does is be like, hey, we're babysitters for our neighborhood, you know, they're probably not going to waste their time on that kind of stuff. And at the same time, like, I don't think your website's like garnering that much traffic to be like, man, like, he only gets 100 views a day. We need to take this down, you know? So, yeah. Does that answer the question? Does that help? Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right. Who here knows Beautiful AI? Does anybody know that one? Okay, so this one just sort of came out for a little bit, and again, here, this one, there is nothing free on the site, just to let you know. But what it does is it uses AI to basically craft your entire presentation. So you can go in here and just give a topic and say, you know, I'm doing a presentation on energy conservation for the state of Texas, and I'm looking to present to this type of audience, and it will go in and start to populate all your slides for you, and it will produce what it thinks is the right research, the right slides, the right graphics, things like that, and it helps go through this kind of stuff. Slide templates. The only thing about this, again, like I said, there's nothing free on here. So if you want an actual presentation and all you need is one presentation, it's $45. There is no like trial, there's nothing like that. So Just be aware of this tool in case you're looking for something like that, you know, but it is there now. And it is extremely helpful for the people who have put up YouTube videos about this. I've watched some of them and they're very, very interesting, so yeah. So with that, we're going to go to the next tool, and that is FocusMate. And this one right here, I bring this up because one of the problems that entrepreneurs have is focus. And this is actually a very interesting business model because what they do is they pair you up with someone else around the world as your accountability buddy, okay? And you work together and say like, hey, I'm working on this is what I'm trying to do. And then that person is also working on something else and you are accountable to each other for what's going on. And a lot of times I mention this to people and they're like, oh, I don't need that. And I'm like, okay, cool. How long is it gonna take before your business is up and running? Oh, you know, I'm working on it, I'm thinking about it, you know, I'm real busy right now. They're always, entrepreneurs are so busy, you know. But this business right here allows you to go in and you can sign up and have somebody like Monday mornings, 9 a.m., I check in, do that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, you check in with somebody else and then they go through that whole process. Who here likes that idea? Thank you, yeah, absolutely, you know, because we all need somebody to sort of like check in on that and help us, you know, get us motivated to keep going on our goals. Sometimes when you're by yourself as a solopreneur, you forget like there's people out there you're accountable for, you just don't realize it, you know, so. All right, this one right here, Logo Maker. I've also noticed that entrepreneurs making logo and branding tends to be really, really hard for some reason. And so with Logo Maker, oh, it worked, what a surprise. You can go in and it's like using Canva, but just for logos. And they have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of templates and like little icons and little things you can use and piece them together and play with them. And because we have AI, it has an AI generator, surprise, right? And you can go in and talk to it and be like, hey, I'm trying to do this for my company, and this is what we're about, and I want it in this style, and this color, and this branding, you know, palette, and it does all that for you, and it can show you different ways. So it puts together your favicon, it puts together your like banner branding, your bottom branding for your websites. If you have shirts that you want to make, if you have hoodies, things like that, it goes the whole length from there. So this helps you like streamline that process, so you're not like racking your head in Canva and be like, what can I do for my brand? You know, how can I make a logo better? So, who here knew about this one? Good, one person. Okay, 2 people. Okay, all right. So the next one after this is Browse AI, and I think you are going to enjoy this one. Okay? Yes. All right. So Browse AI is really interesting because what it does is it's an easy way to extract data from websites and databases. And it even monitors this data for you. So you can go in and set up stuff, and you can train all these little tiny little robots, and you can tell them like, hey, do this, this, and this. And when you're done with that, take that information and throw it to an Excel spreadsheet, and then let me know when you're finished, and send me an email, okay? So the cool thing about it is data extraction, you can have it monitor, or you can go in and have pre-built robots. And these pre-built robots have very specific tasks. But you get a sense of like, okay, hey, this is a template for this is what this is doing. So I can go in and build my own little robot that can monitor data for me. And this is very important if you're trying to understand like who's doing what, or what satellite is doing what information, or what Twitter accounts are doing certain things. There's a lot of bots out there that you can go in and have these little bots monitor. And say, hey, take all that raw data and throw it over here, let me know when you're done so I can have another little AI tool go and analyze that information.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
And to start with, you can even like ask it to do your literature review job for you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, including like all other homeworks. So you have more time for yourself.
Absolutely, yes. And so it works with a lot of different environments. So again, Zapier, it works with Make, and 7,000 others. So It's little tools like this that people are not aware of that can change your world if you deal with a lot of data. If that's your business model, that you work with data in some form or fashion, tools like this can change your life. So I'm going to show you another one that wasn't on the list that also is really good for scraping data. So if you need to scrape or you need to pull information, this site is fantastic for that. Because you can go in here and let me see, browse existing tools. So I can go in here and scrape map data, okay? I can go in here and scrape what kind, website content, Instagram scraper, things like this, TikTok scraper, web scraper. Why would you need any of this stuff? Any ideas?
Do your market research.
Right, you have your market research. Or you could also take that information from Google Maps and be like, hey, I scraped all this data and now I'm going to sell it to people who buy data. And you create a simple little business doing that. So these little bots that you can build from here can go in and scrape all kinds of stuff. Say, hey, look, I scraped all these most popular Instagram accounts and I showed that these are the most viral posts from the top influencers, and this is the data that shows why these viral posts are themselves so popular. And you can sell that out to people who want to be Instagram influencers, and they will buy it, Anybody here do data mining, data scraping in any capacity? Work with data, stuff like that. So, but yeah, these are very powerful tools. They're very interesting to use, and you can do quite a bit with them. So, with that said, I do have a little. There it is. Yeah. So if you have a question and you want to talk more, you can book an appointment. I always like to see what people are working on. If you have more, like I said, more questions, you can book an appointment with me. And we can talk more about that. And with that, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pass around. Hopefully, everybody got that. Okay, cool.
Hold on a sec.
Yes. Okay. Okay, good. So now book recommendation. So like I said, this one started with this book right here. This is the purpose of this class, the $1 Million. If you've never read this book, please read it. She did write a second book already, Tiny Businesses, Big Profits. So I'm going to pass this one around. If you want to take a picture or look through it. This one right here, do y'all know this company that makes these books, The Invincible? So basically think of like every business model that exists is inside this book. So if you're trying to understand what your business model is, more than likely it's inside this book, and it shows you like what your business models should look like. So. And then the other one, this one's really fun. I've read this one, the Creative Business Handbook. So if you're trying to still figure out like ways to like understand your business model or like how does your revenue model work, this is a good one to work through. There's a lot of like worksheets to process and refine what it is you're trying to do. And because this point of the course is to get to 6 figures or 7 figures right away, I have this book, 12 Months to $1 Million, and it shows a lot of use cases and a lot of like worksheets for you to go through, so that way you understand like, okay, this is what it looks like to scale to $1 million within 12 months. And for clarification, it is not easy. It is a lot of hard work. So. And then flee the 9 to 5. So if you have a 9 to 5 and you're trying to get away, maybe it'll help, So it gives you a lot of like insight questions, and it shows you like, okay, if this is what you're trying to do, this is really what your life should look like. So it gives you a lot of like outlines for that, templates to understand how to structure your days, things like that. So, any other comments, questions? So, I know everybody's been kind of quiet. I don't know if it's the rain, if it's that, or. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go back and watch the rest of those videos, please do, because again, you see like what it took for those guys to be able to finish their mission. And it was a lot of work on their part, because they did go through, they did manage to get onto a radio station. Eventually they were able to get on a podcast, they talked to a couple of people, and they were able to do quite a bit. And to give better perspective, they did all this within 4 days, okay? So that's a lot of work. So if they're able to accomplish that in 4 days and get an entire town to notice them, what's stopping you from doing that in Austin? If Austin has so many influencers and Instagram people here and YouTubers and celebrities and things like that. What's holding you back? You know, there was a, you have a question?
Yeah. So, all right. So we build site, right? Website. We have logo. We have product. So could you implement any tools for marketing, advertising?
Mm-hmm. Just before I answer that, does anybody know any marketing AI tools? Yes, go ahead.
There's one called Marquee. It's the one that I actually kind of founded up with my brother. But it's an AI.
Were you at the marketing automation?
What's that?
Were you at the marketing automation? You were speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there that night. I couldn't make it because of the rain. Yes, I know you all very well.
Yeah, that's a tool that we
Yes,
use.
so you need to talk to those guys because they run a very cool marketing program. So basically what Marquee does is it goes in and analyzes your website. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, please. And it goes in and shows you like, hey, this is all the content you need to be producing, and you select the platforms that you want to post on, and then it will create all your content for you and how many days out you need it for. And so that right there is a huge time saver if you know that like it just analyzes all your stuff, it understands your audience, and did these things, and they're like, okay, cool, we got this. You cover Tumblr, right? I'm just kidding. And so it shows you what platforms are perfect for your content and how often you should be posting that kind of stuff. So I will stop talking and let y'all promote.
You can demo. You can pull it
yeah.
up if you want. If he has a website.
And I saw y'all were on AppSumo too.
Yeah, it's just that first one here.
Yeah, there you go, right there. So it's a really great platform, and I have a friend who got it when it was on AppSumo, and he took advantage of it. And so I've already been recommending it to a lot of other people who are trying to understand like, how can I do my social media better? How can I make it more streamlined? And so tools like this very much help you grow your business, because again, when you're running your business, a lot of times people think like, oh, social media, I don't need to worry about that. Yes, you do. Like, it's super important to realize like you need to have some type of like presence with doing those kinds of things. But it's a really interesting platform, and I hope y'all join them more, because man, this really needs to be out there. So if you're looking to speak, go look at those conferences that I posted earlier, and go, ask to be a speaker. Yeah.
Does he have a website?
I don't know. You want to answer the question? They asked if you have a website.
No, I don't have yet.
Okay. Not yet. Yeah. But y'all should talk after class. And just to let you know, we do have to be out of here in 10 minutes. But if you want to talk to me further, I will be downstairs in the lobby, and I'll be happy to answer any other questions. But yes, Marquee is a wonderful tool, and it can help you quite a bit. And I believe y'all changed your pricing models, correct? From what AppSumo had?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it starts at 20 a month, 23.
Yes. Okay. Yep, so there you go. Yeah. And again, if you're looking to have a demo, I'm sure the guys are here to talk more about it, so please talk to them. This is a very cool platform, and this is what makes Austin, Austin, because of stuff like this. There are so many people building amazing products and tools that this is why Austin is known for being like the tech hub that it is. So
If you go to the landing page, like go back one, and then just put in any website to that box right there. It doesn't like ask for a credit card or anything.
okay.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
Try
that's
like
what it was.
buffer.com. maybe.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, anyone has a business, you just put in here. So you can click out of that. It's just a new feature. It does.
What does buffer.com do?
They're
They schedule,
media
they schedule all your social media stuff.
So you just put in whatever your website is. There.
Yeah, so the idea is, yeah.
And you can continue without a website too, but if you have a website, it makes the onboarding really easy, because
Okay.
if you open up any of those sections there, like scroll down to the writing style or anything.
Actions, writing styles.
So it figured out your tone.
Right, okay.
And then
Very cool.
open up the next one.
Okay.
figures out your positioning, who you're talking to, what they're doing.
Wow, okay, very nice.
Audience.
Yeah, content topics right there, and then, wow, very interesting.
Here's webflow for the landing page and then the custom code.
Branding. Ah, I see, okay, it matches the colors, does all that right there. Okay, themes. Okay, very nice.
So what platforms do you generate copy for?
Most most of all the big ones, so like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest.
Right.
We're working on getting video, we should have that soon.
Okay.
But right now we do designs. That's one thing that a lot of other people don't do, is they don't do like design content. And there's like memes and all types, and then you just, the idea is that within 5 minutes you could have a whole month's worth of content scheduled to all your platforms. So just kind of saving a lot of that time that someone that's busy trying to run a business, can use something like this to check off the social media box and have a good solid social media presence.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's why stuff like this is so great to know, because again, when you're by yourself running a business, like, you need tools like this to help you scale if you don't have a big budget, So, with that said, I'm gonna do a group photo, and then we can head up. So if this is my LinkedIn, if you want to connect further, and if you have other questions privately, that's my email. So let's see if I can do this. Yes, right there, sort of. Oh man, yeah, okay, right there. Smile. Got it. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, hope you enjoyed that, and I appreciate you for coming out in the rain, because I know that was a hassle, and I appreciate you all coming out as well. So I hope you enjoyed your time, and Clayton, I hope you enjoyed this as well. Hopefully it helped you out.
I did.
I know you're going back to Ohio, so yeah, now you have some tools to help you.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
Is that your picture?
That is mine, yes. I need to update that.
Sorry, what's the domain name?
What's that?
What's the company name?
Oh, Marky.
Marky, thanks.
And did everybody sign in? Is there a sign-in sheet? Please sign in.
Sam, nice to meet you. Have you been coming to some of these?
No, this is my first one.
Oh, right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Are you based here in Austin?
I am. I'm here with my brother.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
Nice
nice
to meet you.
What do you do?
Oh, yeah.
I actually just moved here from Austin. I come from
So when you go down the elevator,
representation in
I will
LA.
be right there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What do y'all do
So
there?
I will be right there. So if you want to go.
So it was like representing actors and negotiating their contracts.
I will be right
Studios.
there. Yeah, absolutely, thank you.
Okay.
So let's talk about, I don't know why.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at that.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just like persistence and throwing yourself out there.
Yeah.
So I mean I just got here to Austin and honestly I met Chris a couple classes ago and he's been really cool. I've been trying to like work on this and side projects before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So I mean I've been working on like some copywriting and like marketing.
Yeah.
Marketing outreach for like different like copywriting and like social media marketing executives on like social media platforms.
Okay.
And also like on the business and brand side.
Okay.
It's literally just a passion project and so early on I've just been like researching different things and I thought like what you guys are doing, I was like, oh, this is so great, but like this now, I thought it was like really cool what you guys are doing, so. So I introduced myself, and you guys might be free for coffee at some point, would love to learn more about what you guys are doing, see if I could be helpful in any way.
We might be able to do that, we might be able to get the framework.
Yeah, we'll probably be back here. Okay, so yeah, are you gonna be coming back around?
Yeah, I come here, I know Chris, and then I come to some of the Castle Factory events. But if you guys are free like during the week, driving coffee should be really awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be out for a little while, but I'll be back around, so let's link up next time with next meeting. And then, yeah, we can schedule something.
Yeah, how about we,
Yeah, that might be better for you.
Yeah, because I want
Yeah, that'd be
to
great.
make a prototype.
What kind of thing are you doing right now?
So I was just saying, I'm like
You don't
very
need
early
any
on,
parking
but.
validation? Does anybody park in the garage?
I need parking validation.
Okay, yeah, talk to that guy real quick.
I would like to, I'm working
Oh, yeah.
on just like a side project right now, it's like digital copywriting and like marketing.
Okay,
Meeting
okay.
downstairs,
Okay,
yeah.
alright.
So, what was
Actually,
this?
we're gonna be downstairs, do you wanna look in the?
Sure, yeah,
So,
this is what you're talking about. What's out there.
So
Yeah,
it was
marketing,
that feature, somebody left this.
newsletters?
Like marketing newsletters,
It was
product
the future
launches.
chatbot
Yeah.
conference that's coming up,
okay.
and then the generative AI
Email
summit.
marketing.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Just kind of.
We,
testing.
That's
I'm
all the
working on
images that
getting
we've done.
our email
Okay.
marketing a bit
Are you doing that?
I'm gonna try to do
content
that.
and stuff.
Is there like boosting and
We use
stuff?
MailChimp, and we
Yes.
have some different automated flows.
And they will also have speakers,
for-
and they
I'd
will also have
love to
workshops.
chat more.
Okay.
I've been kind of testing the waters with like Beehive.
Let me make sure.
Beehive is great.
What's that? I haven't heard of that.
Beehive, it's actually really interesting, so, some of the guys from Morning Brew started, Beehive, so,
What kind of, it's a marketing platform or?
it's like specifically for newsletters as well, but like also there's like ways to like help monetize it through like different like product sponsorships and endorsements as well. So it's been pretty helpful. I mean, that's like, it was like specifically designed for that like, newsletter in mind for businesses and personalities. And it was honestly just first like from once like Morning Brew was like acquired. So it's pretty interesting like to see what all the different people have been doing.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, that's been like pretty good. I mean, it's honestly been like really big, at least on the influencer front.
Yeah.
That's like what all my clients have been using as well, along with like Creator IQ and a lot of other platforms. But if you ever like need help, like we're talking about like some more on like the talent and brand and influencer side, that's like more like my background.
Sure, yeah.
But love what you guys are doing. I mean, trying to just obviously focus more autonomy on like my work as well, but I love what you guys are doing. I mean,
are you like, I guess?
Are you coming downstairs?
Yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs, so if you wanna go to the couches, I will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, by the other.
Great.
I will be downstairs with it.
Do you think like newsletter